Very good morning to you. I'm Shanali from Behind Me International Media and you're watching our morning bulletin. Now on local news, the First Ministers have met in Ottawa yesterday and tensions are escalating between Canada and the US as Ontario Premier Doug Ford calls for a strong and united response to President-elect Donald Trump's proposed 25% tariffs on Canadian imports. At a meeting in Ottawa with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the country's 13 premiers, Ford emphasizes that Canada must be ready to retaliate if Trump follows through with his trade threats, warning that the tariffs could severely impact the economy. However, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith refused to sign the joint statement, arguing that the federal government's suggestion of restricting energy exports to the US is not in Alberta's best interest. Trudeau says all options are on the table, including potential cuts to oil and gas exports, something that Smith strongly opposes. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moore has also voiced concern about escalating tensions, while Newfoundland and Labrador's Premier Andrew Furey sees energy as Canada's key bargaining chip in negotiations. With Trump set to take office in less than a week, Trudeau insists that Canada will be firm, fair and strategic in its response, ensuring any countermeasures to protect Canadian jobs while reminding the US of its economic dependence on Canadian resources. On the other hand, here's some good news for the Canadians, as the first carbon rebate of 2025 was paid out yesterday to households in provinces using the federal carbon pricing system. Families of 4 can expect payments ranging from $190 in New Brunswick and $450 in Alberta, with small and rural communities receiving a 20% boost. The rebate comes as the program's future remains uncertain. The Liberal government insists most Canadians get back more than they pay, but opposition voices are growing louder. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has vowed to scrap the tax if elected, while potential Liberal leadership contender Mark Carney has suggested that the policy may have run its course. The debate over the carbon tax's impact on the cost of living continues. Some experts say it's driving up prices, particularly in transportation, while others argue that global factors like energy prices and supply chain issues play a bigger role. Now, yesterday's payment is the first of 4 scheduled for 2025. Whether the program will last beyond that remains to be seen. Now here's an update on the ceasefire on the Gaza Strip, as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has welcomed the news of the ceasefire, calling it a hopeful step towards ending the devastating 15-month war. Trudeau also expressed hope that the ceasefire will ease tensions in Canada, where hate crimes and large protests have surged since the conflict began. The ceasefire brokered by Qatar is set to begin on the 19th of January. Under the deal, Hamas will release dozens of hostages in phases, while Israel will free hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and allow more humanitarian aid into Gaza. The war began after Hamas's October 2023 attack on Israel, which Trudeau has condemned as abhorrent and unconscionable. In response, Israel launched a military campaign in Gaza, which Hamas-run health officials say has killed over 46,000 Palestinians. Trudeau also highlighted the tragic loss of Canadian Judith Weinstein-Haggai, who was initially believed to be a hostage but was later confirmed killed. He says Canada will support efforts to ensure the ceasefire holds and hopes it paves the way for a two-state solution. Canada has long supported a peaceful Palestinian state alongside Israel, but has yet to formally recognize Palestinian statehood. Crossing over to the US now, President Joe Biden has given his final address from the Oval Office last night, and President Joe Biden reflected on the accomplishments of his administration and offered a cautionary message for the future. He began by highlighting a major diplomatic achievement, a ceasefire and hostage deal brokered after 8 months of negotiations. The president called for continued bipartisan cooperation urging his team to work alongside the incoming administration. The president also drew parallels between the United States and the Statue of Liberty, symbolizing America's enduring strength through challenges. He pointed to key achievements, including historic job creation, infrastructure improvement, and advances in climate action. But with a focus on the future, the president warned of the dangers of concentrated power, particularly among the wealthiest Americans and tech companies, which he believes threaten democracy. He called for reforms to ensure fairness in politics, taxes, and the economy, while urging stronger safeguards around emerging technologies like artificial intelligence. In his closing remarks, the president reaffirmed the promise of America that hard work can lead to success. He thanked the American people for their support and expressed his hope for the nation's continued strength under future leadership. Still on international news, here's an update on the Sri Lankan president's visit to China. The meeting, which began with a warm welcome and a ceremonial gun salute, marks a significant step in strengthening the bilateral ties between the two nations. During their discussions, President Xi emphasized China's readiness to work closely with Sri Lanka, ushering a new era of development for both countries. He also highlighted the long-standing friendship between China and Sri Lanka, reaffirming China's commitment to continuing its cooperation across various sectors. At the conclusion of their talks, the two leaders signed several key memorandum of understandings which aim to enhance collaboration in areas such as economy, social development, and industry. President Dissanayake expressed that his visit would strengthen these ties and bring mutual benefits to both nations and their people. Also accompanying him on his important visit were Sri Lanka's Foreign Affairs Minister Vijitha Herath, Transport Minister Bimal Ratnayaka, and other top officials. This visit is expected to pave the way for future collaboration between Sri Lanka and China in years to come. And finally, on today's bulletin, here's your weather forecast for Mississauga on the 16th of January 2025. Expect a cold start of the day with temperatures hovering around -5 degrees Celsius in the morning. There will be a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day, but don't be fooled. Winds will be brisk, making it feel like it's closer to -10 degrees Celsius at times. If you're heading out, be sure to bundle up and stay warm. As the afternoon progresses, temperatures will rise slightly, reaching to a high of -2 degrees Celsius. However, wind gusts up to 30 kilometers per hour will continue to make it feel colder. There is a slight chance of flurries in the evening, but no major snowfall is expected. Tonight, temperatures will dip back down to -6 degrees Celsius with partly cloudy skies. If you're out late, watch out for icy patches on the roads and sidewalks. So overall, it's a chilly day in Mississauga with a mix of sunshine and clouds. Remember to dress warmly, especially with those wind chills, and keep an eye out for an icy spots as we head into the evening. And that's your weather update for today, Mississauga. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, stay warm, and have a great day.